Welcome to Wizard Supercoach first round wrap up. Probably more of a funeral from my season, really. Look at that shitty rank. I don't know if I can recover from that. Probably not. I'm gonna try anyway. I think that's definitely my lowest first round score ever. So pretty disappointed with that, especially after the hours of research in the preseason. But what can you do? Just a bit of bad luck. I suppose we should have a look at where it all fell apart and strap yourselves in and get some tissues because this is going to make Marley and me look like stepbrothers. So, Doherty wasn't too bad. 108, can't complain. Was hoping for better, but what can you do? Have to take the ton. McGovern, I chucked the vice captain on, and I expected him to go huge against North. I don't think he was helped with a hit to the head and the fact that it was so humid and they kept the roof closed, so it was really slippery. Hard to take intercept marks. He dropped a few. Also, I blame Liam Jones because in the last practice match, he absolutely dominated North, just taking intercept marks. And it looked like North were very conscious of trying to bring the ball in lower and not just kick long to a one-on-one. So a lot harder for McGovern there. But still, 108 is pretty good. I'm not going to complain with that. I should have taken it as my captain in the end, but who was to know? You think if you back in the top guy from last year, should be pretty safe, but that's Supercoach. So then, look, Saturday Arvo, everything was seeming okay. I dodged the Stewart bullet, couple of other things, and was feeling pretty good. And then Liam Jones went down, and that's when I knew I was wrecked. I know a lot of other people had him too, but not everyone, so puts me way behind. I don't know what to do with him. He didn't look good at all, even before he was injured. So I guess it's going to depend on other things and whether he's named. If he's not named this week, he has to go. And I'd probably go to Cole or something like that. I haven't really looked yet. And then Jimby was really good, 85. 85 for a rookie is really, really good. I would have happily taken a 70. And then McKenna, he really surprised me, 93. Again, I would have taken a 70 quite happily. Like, kicked that long goal, which added a bit. Brisbane in general just looked terrible though, and I'll get to that when I talk about Neil and Ashcroft. Constable 56. If he had hit a target, it would have been much higher if you compare his fantasy score, which was actually pretty good. I think he had 28 touches or something and could barely hit a man with any of them. But I guess it could have been worse. If you see, apart from Jones, I actually had the right players on the field. Wilmot 51, Cowan 38. He was subbed out, so hopefully that hamstring's not too bad, so he's not a dead rookie. But yeah, Constable should come good. He's shown that he can get the ball and he takes kickouts, so if he can start hitting some targets, he should be fine. So then we got the absolute disaster. So I guess you could look at it as Laird turned up, but I had to use the captain to get him to do that. He just looks so disinterested from the word go. His first quarter wasn't too bad, I guess. I think he was on like 30 or something. And then for the rest of the game, he just kind of trotted around. I'm wondering whether he's actually injured or something. I'll back him in next week, but if he dishes that up again, he has to go because he's taken up way too much of my salary cap. And then Lockie Neal started hot as always and just completely faded out. When he runs cold, Brisbane runs cold. Horn Francis really showed him up, which wasn't fun to watch. But I guess I'll try and be a little bit positive and think if that's as bad as he goes and he still knocks out a 95, it's not really the end of the world if you look at other players in my team. And then Bontempelli 107, he looked like he may have been injured too. But again, 107, you can't really complain. You expect more from players of this price, but it's one round. and he was up against probably the strongest midfield in the AFL, so we'll give him a pass on that one. And then Green, who I actually was unsure of, I almost traded him out with a day to go. He got 134, so stoked with that one. Unfortunately, it was really a him getting 134 really killed Laird and Berry. Like, Laird was standing him sometimes, and Green was just too big. He dominated him. Berry was an odd one, a bit of a pod pick. I still think he could break out this year. I really only picked him at the end because I had this awkward situation with the money left over. He was pretty much the best of what I could get, or at least that's what I thought at the time. He still may come good. I'm not looking to trade him. He just had a real off one. The whole team did in the second half. And it was quite disgusting, really. That's why I'm not wearing the Guernsey in this video. Hopper looked like a crab. I don't know what to do with him. I'm hoping he comes good, but it looks like last year's form may be the true Hopper. Some people have said he doesn't look the same since his injury, but it just seems like he's always injured and coming back from injury anyway, so I'm not sure. Dimmer said that he couldn't get to stoppages because they're mostly at either end, but that's not really a good sign. If you're in the midfield, you got to be able to get around, so definitely be watching him. He's definitely on my hit list to cut. And Ashcroft looked like a deer in the headlights. Port's pressure was manic. Brisbane looked terrible. So I'm not really going to point the finger too much at the first gamer, but I did expect more from him. Definitely looked like someone who's used to having it his own way, and then when he was challenged, he didn't really know what to do. I could be wrong, but that's what it looked like. Mackenzie 93, really happy with that because I was really worried about him being Josh Ward, but yeah, he delivered, so that was really good. And then none of the bench rookies did anything. Baker will probably get omitted, I think. Chesser, he's lucky he didn't get subbed out. And Davey, he was okay, I guess. Like, it's probably what you'd expect from him. Kinda had him because there was no one else. So I went with the King, Max Gawn. All hail the King. 140. As I said in the last video, he doesn't have to rely on the hitouts to get his points. So when Grundy's in there, he's still scoring, and they look unbelievable. If nobody can work out how to beat those two, I don't see Melbourne being beaten for the flag. But it's early days yet, I guess. But yeah, Gawn just showed why he's still the top dog, and Grundy very much looks the second ruck. And then Marshall, I kind of just went with the crowd on this one. I was very tempted to go Gawn and Shrek, but Marshall, he's definitely value at that price, but I don't think he's as much value as people say. And there was always the risk that Marshall and Shrek were going to cancel each other out this round, which it looks like they did. So hopefully, who have St Kilda got next week? So Tim English is going to be another hard one, but you'd expect him to do better there because English isn't as physical as Shrek. So fingers crossed there. Then Dunkley 108. Kind of disappointing. Again, he's one of those where you'll take it. He was the same as Neil. They started off insane and then just completely went to sleep, and that's when Brisbane went to sleep. But yeah, I guess you can't complain too much. Taranto 103. If he could hit a target, he'd be far better. But you know, at that price, I'll take it. Can't complain about him. And Goulden, I took Rosie out at the last minute to free up some cash for some other stuff. Obviously, it should have been other players, not Rosie. But Goulden outscored him by, I think, 18 points or something. So I can't be too unhappy with that one. Yeah. More the structure I think I got wrong. But this guy absolutely gave me the shits. Fife. I was really bullish on him. I thought he'd be leading the Coleman after round 5 and stuff. he looked terrible. He looked really good in the practice games. He looked like he'd slimmed down and was moving really well, and then yeah, he just didn't find it at all. St Kilda look like they're going to play that classic Ross Lyon stuff of really shutting games down. But Fremantle look too defensive too, so that doesn't help Fife. And their forward entries are disgusting. They kind of get the ball to halfway, and then they'll just bomb long to either Tracy or Taberner, and they'll ignore the guys leading up at them short, like Fife, and I think it was Switkowski or whoever. So hopefully Longmuir can address that, unless that's his plan, which is kind of stupid. I don't know what to do with Fife. I think I'd probably cut him after that and get Cheezel in. The big cheese. Flanders was disappointing. He was on a terrible score until three-quarter time. Had a big last quarter in junk time when Sydney had put the Q in the rack. There's two ways of looking at it. One is that his role sucked, and then the other is he still managed to salvage a non-disastrous score, we'll call it. He's another one that is definitely on the chopping block. Problem is I can't get rid of him, Hopper, and Fife all at once, and potentially Jones. Yeah, I don't know what to do there. Maybe see how Flanders goes, because Sydney's pretty hard team to score against, I guess. And then Pedler, well, I just had a really good feeling about. They'd been hyping him up all pre-season. Matty Nix loves him, and if you watch the game, you can see why. Kid's going to be a jet. 83, I'm pretty stoked with that. I know that I don't have the big cheese, but still, yeah, 83 is fine for a rookie. And then the big Sav, he looked just agricultural, really out of place at times. Still scraped his way to 55, and he's more there for ruck cover more than anything. So yeah, I wasn't devastated with that score. Trying to be positive. He's got good job security too, with Stewart going down and then Jack Henry's out, and there's not really anyone else to come in. I think Kolajasny maybe, but he should be safe for a while. And then Green 33 on the bench. I don't really care. He was just there because he's getting a game, so not on the field, I don't care. Hopefully he picks up though, because I'm going to need the cash down the track. As you can see, that's where it all fell apart. Yeah, if I can try and take one positive out of it, I made sure that I followed my gut feeling, and a lot of it was just really shitty luck. Like, I'll wear the Fife one, I should never have touched him. That's fine, everyone can get into me about that. But Laird scoring 50, no one would have seen that coming. Berry, all last year, was scoring like 85 plus. So, didn't see that one coming. Neil didn't see that one coming. I didn't see him getting a bath by Jason Horne-Francis. I don't think anyone did. Ashcroft 55, that was unexpected. Nobody saw Liam Jones getting injured so early. So, just really shit luck except for Fife, I think. But yeah, happy I followed my gut, I guess. Learning in that respect, but it didn't pan out well. There's always next year. We'll see what I can do with this year and make the most of it, I guess. We'll have to do another video, I guess, when I've sorted out what I'm going to do trade-wise. I'm definitely going to be doing trades. I have to correct this quick. I'm not waiting a week. Might even run a boost. I don't see any other option, really. But yeah, let me know what you think. Rip into me about the Fife pick, because I deserve it. Yeah, I think that's about it. I don't want to go on too long and be too depressing. So yeah, let me know what you think, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.